My name is Luke Silva. Currently, I'm enrolled in the Teaching Credential Program at SDSU. I received a Bachelor's in Fine Arts in Literature and Writing from California State University, San Marcos. So high school was a really difficult time for me because it felt a lot like students were just receptacles that the teachers were dumping this knowledge into. We had certain standards we had to meet, we had benchmarks we had to hit, and if you weren't paying attention or you couldn't keep up with what we were talking about, then you were left behind. Conversations with teachers about curriculum were completely one-sided and not helpful at all. It was, why are we reading this book? Well, because it's part of the curriculum. Well, why is it part of the curriculum? Well, because it's a good book. Why is it a good book? Because a lot of people like it. And it was like, if you can't even tell me why you are excited to read it, how on earth am I supposed to be excited to do anything with it? And it wasn't until I had teachers like Mr. Lopez that asked me what I wanted to learn about, or less what I wanted to learn about, but what am I interested in? Who am I? That's what he was really concerned about, because you can't make any kind of learning authentic to someone if you don't authentically know them.
My name is Luis Lopez. I have a bachelor's in sociology and a bachelor's in economics from UCSD. There's got to be a better way. This is such a waste of time. Students don't want to be here. Teachers don't want to be here. What could we be doing with our time? And we spend so much time, 2 million minutes, right, in high school, of time, and there's just so much time, so much energy that could be done in so much better way if we opened up and listened to what's working, what's not working, modified, reflected, and did it better all the time. Which I think what happens with education is it gets stagnant. There's a lot of barriers within the district administration itself that keeps you boxed in a hole.
So I met Mr. Lopez my sophomore year of high school. He was actually starting his very first year of student teaching like I'm doing right now. He took over my 10th grade world histories class, and it was like nothing I'd ever really experienced before. There was this sense that we were all in it together, that he wasn't someone who was going to feed me knowledge, but was going to ask what I wanted to learn about and then serve it to me as best he could.
I step out of the way, and when I step out of the way, I get some of the best work, because I can teach them, but they won't discover it. I think it's like a sort of comfort you have to develop with allowing students not being able to figure it out and struggling, instead of just providing the answer for them.
Of the 3 steps that make up intrinsic motivation, Mr. Lopez prefers to focus on autonomy. He does so by allowing students to lead the class and assume the role of co-teacher while he observes.
There were no walls between us. There was this definite feeling that he was the teacher. He was somebody who knew what he was doing, and I was this person who was learning, but it wasn't this separation between us. We were talking about things together and developing the sort of ideas that I have today that make me the person who I am today.
That students have a lot of things going on besides school that prohibits them from giving their full potential in class. And just to be very compassionate to their lives and understand that in order for them to learn, they need to feel safe with you. And in order to feel safe, all you have to do is ask them, how's your day? Connect with them. And just be there to listen to them. That one little thing could be that one person who sets off their day, and it really makes a difference. So I would recommend any new teacher to really connect with their students.
Mr. Lopez understands the importance of belongingness within Maslow's hierarchy of needs. He helps students reach this level by connecting through their personal interests.
I really try and take the things that Mr. Lopez taught me when he wasn't teaching me into my teaching profession now. The things that he did when we were just talking to each other, when the rest of the class was doing something else and we were just hanging out. And that's exactly what it felt like, even though he was really teaching me things about myself and about who I would be. And I didn't even know it at that point. And that's what authentic teaching is. And that's what I'm trying to bring into my classroom now with my students. I sit with them, I talk with them, I make sure that I understand what their motivations are for being in school or not being in school. Why does that kid Why does that kid choose to not show up in class or not bring homework? Is it because he's a bad kid? That's what it seems when if you don't talk to him.